Hey everyone, I'm Miss Walker, and I wanted to make a little video for Earth Day to share with all of my students and my fellow teachers and anyone else who wants to do something for Earth Day. Today I'm going to show you how to plant seeds, flower seeds, in an egg carton. Really easy. Most of the stuff you're going to need you probably already have at home, so let's get into it.
Okay, so I have pretty much everything I need right here in front of me. I have some wildflower seeds. I get them at my local hardware store. You can pretty much find seeds anywhere, Target, Walmart, wherever. They're only a couple bucks for a packet like this, if you don't already have them. I mean, you may actually have something like this at home. I'm using wildflowers because I think they're really pretty, and it's a nice sort of mix that I can later plant along the edge of my garden. But choose whatever flower you'd like. One thing I will say is if you look at the back of your seed packets, you can kind of see it there, it'll tell you how much sun it needs. So if you live in a home or an apartment building that doesn't get a whole lot of natural light during the day, you may not want to do something that needs full sun. So just read the back when you go to pick out your seeds and see what will work for you and your space. The other thing you need is an egg carton. Now, you have to use the cardboard ones. The styrofoam egg or plastic egg cartons obviously are not biodegradable. So it really has to be a cardboard one like this. You don't need the top. I just left it there so you can see what it looks like. I'm actually going to go ahead and just rip that right off. Now I'm only going to be filling these 4, but I left myself a little bit of an edge so that if some of the dirt might spill over a bit, it's not a big deal. I'm not making a huge mess. I just went out to my garden and scooped some dirt up. You can use dirt from outside. You could go to your local hardware store that has a garden center, and again, you can get dirt. One of the things I will say about the dirt is that it should kind of look not super dry. See, like that's really moist. It rained here last night. If it is dry, that's okay, but you're just gonna have to add extra water. So the first step is to just take a spoonful, and I'm just gonna put it right into the egg carton. You know, I haven't put my seeds in yet because I wanna have some dirt for the seeds to grow into. Okay, so it's gonna look a little like that. I filled it about halfway. Okay. If it spills over like it's doing, that's okay. That's why we have the plate. Okay. Pretty easy. Took me all of about 1 minute. Okay, I'll take this rock out. Unfortunately, my garden has a lot of little rocks in it. Rocks aren't bad, but they kind of hinder the path of the roots. So if you have any rocks in your dirt that you're going to use, try and remove them. The next part is to put our seeds in. Now these particular seeds, because they're wildflower, it's a mix. I don't know if you can see that. There's a lot of different types of flower in there. You don't want to put a ton in these because if you put too many seeds into this little space, they're not going to really have any room to grow. They're going to kind of be on top of each other. So, you know, maybe just a small pinch of seeds will go into each one. I'll put a few more in because eventually I'm actually going to plant this outside. So if it does start to get too big, you can just plant it outside. Now, if you don't have that option to plant outside, you don't have an outdoor space, that's okay. You can always transfer it to a bigger pot inside. So if you see all my little seeds, they're kind of spread out. This one's got kind of a bit too much in there. And then what I'm going to do next is sprinkle a little more dirt right on top of it. Not too much though, you don't want to smother them, but you do want them to be covered. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my finger and very lightly, you don't want to press too hard because another rock, you could end up breaking the seedling, so you don't want to press too hard, but just enough that the dirt kind of stays in place and covers those seeds. So the next thing I need to do is I actually need to water my plants, but just enough to kind of moisten the dirt and get those seeds the hydration they need. So just a teeny bit. So I've got a little bit of water in my cup here. And as you do this, you want to check them every day. Basically, when you go to water the flower, if you press on the dirt and your hand comes away kind of muddy, then they've got plenty of water. If it doesn't, if it comes away dry, there's nothing on your finger, then that's a really good way of knowing your flowers need water. Okay? So it looks a little wet right now, as you can see. I poured a little too much in that one. Even it out a bit. But it will soak in, and those seeds will take. The other thing you can add, now you don't have to do this, but if you have it and you want to, you're more than welcome to, is I actually have these little packets that I got from my students last year when we did this. And I'm just gonna, it's a little miracle grow. It kind of gives them a little extra nutrients. Again, local hardware store, really easy to get. And also, again, you don't need to use this. This is totally optional. But I'm just gonna sprinkle a teeny bit on top because this whole packet is actually good for like 2 gallons worth of water. So I really just need a small pinch. Like, I don't know if you can see that. That's teeny amount. I'm just gonna sprinkle that right in there. And I'm gonna let that soak in. And that's it. You are done. Now you're just gonna leave these in a nice sunny place and keep an eye on them over the next few days. If you want to plant them outside, you can literally plant this whole thing in the ground. That's why you're using the cardboard, because this is biodegradable. So I can take this in a few days when I start to see my little green sprouts, and I can just dig a hole in the ground, put it in, and watch my flowers grow into big, tall, gorgeous, colorful flowers.
Thanks so much for tuning in. That was really easy, wasn't it? See? I would love to see the final results. So if you do end up planting something in your home or outside, feel free to send me photos and leave me comments. I'd love to hear all about it. Happy Earth Day, everyone.